In this podcast, I'm going to be talking about cichlids, mainly the Rio Grande cichlid, but how to target various kinds of cichlids, um, on usually the smaller size. So let's get into it. So first of all, what is a cichlid? A cichlid is many different species. If you go to an aquarium store, there'll be tens, maybe even hundreds of species they will offer you that are have under the name cichlid or under the category cichlids. Peacock bass are technically considered a cichlid. Um, So cichlids take many ways, shapes, and forms. So when someone says they're fishing for cichlids and they're fishing in Florida, it might be a different species than if the one in Texas versus the ones in Central America versus the ones in South America versus the ones in Africa. So cichlids are all over the place. Anyone who's in the aquarium world understands this. So, so that's one. Two, how big do cichlids get? Because that is a very important question, and cichlids obviously range in size. Some stay relatively small, so some will stay a couple of inches that you'll find in aquarium stores. Most of the cichlids you're going to find that are also going to be considered sport fish, or things you can go target, are going to be maybe 1 to 2 pounds. So, like the Rio Grande cichlid, for example, can be a pound, pound and a half, but normally is not. But in some can be as large as a 20-pound peacock bass, going back to that peacock bass example. So just a little bit know about cichlids and various things. So they'll be territorial sometimes, they'll not be territorial. It honestly just depends on the species. But here, I'm talking about the Rio Grande cichlid because that's the one I have experience trying to catch and tackle. So line 2 to maybe 6 pound test. Nothing heavier than 6, because understand, the Rio Grande cichlid is not a very big fish. You're looking at maybe targeting a 2 pound fish. So you don't need something crazy heavy, and you can catch them all in little creeks and little canals, so they're not in very heavy brush-ridden places. In fact, I caught mine on 2 lures. Castmaster works. Basically, all of your ultralight lures is going to be a lot more like fishing for large bluegill. It's the best way to describe it. Fishing for large bluegill. So essentially, you're going to have so when you do that, small Castmasters, small plastics, little bucktails, and and those are just some of the lures that you can experiment with. Hard baits you can give a try. I've seen them chase hard baits, but every time I do that, I just hook largemouth instead in the same canal. So if you want to give hard baits, like hard jerk baits, a try, little 1.5 inch ones, go for it. But I personally have not had success on it. And so that's that. Second, where the hell do you find cichlids? Cichlids can be found canals, creeks. I've even heard of like lake systems, larger river systems, but smaller canals are easier to work with just because the tackle works well with it, the 2 to 6. Anything larger, you might have to deal with like sunken trees. And a sunken tree, if you hook a largemouth on that 6, can work, but you might lose him. So there is that chance. And so yeah, once you have that 6 is a thing. And on top of that, springtime. So what I found to work well is in the springtime. So I started trying to target it since in the springtime. So that's I'm going to talk about it right now. You're looking at a late April, May, somewhere in there, maybe even all the way into June. You're looking at fishing ditches, and essentially they'll make spawning beds like a bluegill, like a largemouth. They will make their spawning beds. Cement, if you can find cement holes, is what I have been very successful doing. Drop it. So this is my cement hole. You could do the same with any bed that they may create. So you have the cement hole. You're going to take your jig-headed item. So if you're trying a little plastic or a bucktail, you want to drop down there and basically get it really erratic inside there to get a reaction strike out of these fish is essentially the goal. And once it's in their little zone, they will start going for it. The hardest part though is with lures is just trying to get them to fully eat the bait. That is the biggest challenge you might have with this. That is just because their mouths are not very big, kind of like a bluegill. Getting them to bite is easy. Getting them to take the bait is going to be the challenge. So just that is something to have in mind. And yeah, so basically, light tackle, have fun. They're gorgeous looking fish. So Rio Grande cichlids, black with a secondary color of blue flake, look incredible. As you see on the thumbnail, great photo. So if you want just a great photo fish, kind of like you're going for trout or whatever, like a nice looking fish, great option. Or I mean, not officially, but hypothetically, you could put it in a tank. I gotta imagine it'd be a pretty cool fish tank fish, Rio Grande cichlid. But unofficially, I'm saying that because of in and out bodies of water stuff. Basically, know your body of water. Make sure you're actually allowed to take things alive out of the water, or put it back in the water, just because you just don't know what the rules are, regs, all that kind of stuff. So that is everything you know for Rio Grande cichlid. Like I said, I've been out of it from doing live streams. So next time, or look up back at the previous one that I just did, go hop onto my channel, The Backpacking Angler, like, comment, subscribe, and take a look at that last podcast. It's going to give you a nice update of what's going to happen on this channel. All right, take care, guys.